There's a form of life that can't be digested, can't be recognised by your immune system, and doesn't interact with biology the way anything on Earth ever has. That idea has a name: mirror biology. It's been described as a potential existential risk, but before we decide whether this fear is justified, we need to understand what mirror actually means at the molecular level. What if I told you that there's a hidden symmetry in life itself, a molecular left and right hand that shapes the very fabric of biology? And what if disrupting this balance could create something entirely new, or even dangerous? Let's begin with a simple but powerful idea. We all know that carbon is the building block of life, but why is that? Well, carbon is a remarkable element. It has a valency of 4, which means it can form bonds with up to 4 other atoms, creating a dazzling variety of complex molecules. Molecules that build all the structures and building blocks that we see in biology. Proteins, fats, sugars, all combine to form structures like bone, muscles, and neurons, etc. So, a pretty versatile molecule. But there's another property that makes carbon truly special. It's responsible for something called chirality. Now, chirality is a fancy word for handedness. Imagine your left and your right hands. They're both mirror images of each other, but they can't be superimposed. Molecules can behave the same way. Some are left-handed whilst others are right-handed. And in biology, this handedness matters a lot. For example, the amino acids that make up every protein in your body are left-handed. The sugars in your DNA and many energy molecules like glucose, they're right-handed. This universal preference for one-handedness is one of the great mysteries of life. But why does it matter? Well, we don't have to look far in order to find a tragic example from history: thalidomide. This drug was prescribed in the 1950s as a treatment for morning sickness. What scientists didn't realise at the time is that it contained something called a racemic mixture, which is essentially a blend of both left and right-handed molecules. Now, this was an unintended consequence of manufacture. Chemical reactions that produce chiral products will tend to make a 50-50 mix of left and right-handed molecules, unless the reaction has really strong constraints. At the time, this wasn't fully known. The problem was that whilst one form of the molecule eased nausea, the other bound to a different receptor and caused severe birth defects. This disaster showed us just how critical chirality can be in biology. So, how does all this connect to the cutting-edge science of synthetic biology? Well, this revolutionary field allows scientists to design and build entirely new biological systems, or even re-engineer existing ones. One fascinating application is the creation of mirror molecules by synthesizing the opposite-handed versions of naturally occurring biomolecules. Researchers have opened the door to a whole new dimension of possibilities. Imagine a left-handed world mirroring our right-handed biology, complete with mirror proteins, mirror DNA, and even mirror cells. In a groundbreaking study, researchers developed mirror versions of ribonucleic acid, or RNA, one of the essential molecules in the machinery of life. These synthetic mirror molecules, known as L-RNA aptamers, were shown to fold and function much like their natural counterparts. But here's the thing: because these mirror molecules have the opposite chirality, they were completely resistant to degradation by natural biological enzymes. This resistance to natural enzymes has inspired exciting possibilities. For instance, mirror molecules could be used to create highly stable drugs that don't break down in the body as quickly. Scientists have even speculated about mirror-based systems for advanced nanotechnology and medicine. But, and this is a big but, this extraordinary potential also brings unsettling risks. Imagine if these mirror molecules weren't just laboratory curiosities. If we can create mirror molecules, could we also create mirror organisms? Synthetic biology might one day enable the production of bacteria or other life forms built entirely from mirror macromolecules. Bacteria, viruses, and even more complex life forms, built entirely from these opposite-handed macromolecules. In a world where everything from our immune systems to antibiotics relies on the standard chirality of molecules, these mirror organisms would be completely invisible. Your immune cells wouldn't be able to recognise them as threats because they're made of mirror image molecules that our body has never encountered. This could mean that even the most sophisticated immune systems would fail to stop them. And it doesn't stop there. Antibiotics, which are designed to target bacterial structures and disrupt their metabolism, would be powerless against mirror bacteria. These antibiotics are tuned to work on the specific chirality of molecules in natural organisms, but with mirror bacteria, their molecular targets would just be all wrong. The same goes for natural predators like viruses. Our immune system and our antiviral drugs simply wouldn't be able to recognise or attack them. This scenario is truly a chilling possibility. Mirror organisms could evade all the defences we've developed over centuries. The very systems we rely on to keep us safe might be completely useless against these new, foreign life forms. A parallel biology capable of thriving in its own isolated ecosystem, or worse, infiltrating ours with devastating consequences. Okay, calm down. Before we spiral too far into the realm of science fiction, let's step back and consider some reality checks. As unsettling as mirror biology sounds, it's important to remember that for these mirror organisms to survive, they need to overcome some significant metabolic hurdles. Remember, life on Earth has evolved to rely on specific interactions between molecules, enzymes and metabolic pathways, all tuned to one-handedness. Natural enzymes are finely tuned to recognise and process right-handed molecules that we rely on for energy, growth and reproduction. But in a mirror world, these enzymes would be useless. Therefore, mirror organisms producing their own set of mirrored enzymes would only be able to process their mirror molecule counterparts. So they could break down mirror sugars and mirror lipids, but those macromolecules don't exist in nature. So for this reason, mirror organisms would starve in our environment, as they wouldn't have compatible metabolic machinery. Put simply, a mirror organism would struggle to extract energy or carry out the essential chemical reactions needed to survive. So, while mirror organisms are an intriguing thought experiment, the practical challenges they face in terms of metabolism are immense. Our current understanding suggests creating a self-sustaining mirror organism just isn't feasible. Not without re-engineering the entire biochemical system from the ground up, which is an incredibly complex task. In other words, while we've been able to create mirror molecules in the lab, the leap from molecules to living, breathing organisms that could survive in our world seems more science fiction than reality. But with synthetic biology advancing at a rapid pace, who knows what the future holds? If you found this exploration of mirror biology fascinating, don't forget to hit that like button and show your support. If you have any thoughts or questions, just drop them in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you think. And if you want any more deep dives into the cutting edge science that's shaping our future, please make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. Until next time, stay curious.